if you've got headphones on, you'll hear noises even this far down, but just with a little bit of a loop there, and let's just imagine that was stuck down.
Oh wow. Cool.
So it makes a huge difference, and just imagine a lot of the noise you can get when other people stick down mics that if you give a mic to someone like a costume person, they'll just be like, stick that, and it'll just, and if you have a tight cable and people move, you're going to be hearing noises all the way down here, on here, because it's just like a guitar string that just picks up, you know, the noise just travels right up the long wire. Yeah. So you want to have a little bit of slack, and then you want this cable to have slack too. And so I always try. So generally, I would look at doing a sort of thing like that, and then by locking it off there, you'll be finding that this here won't be creating any noise.
Yeah.
And then this here is loose enough. If this was tight, and then stuff rubbed against that, you probably hear that. But if this is loose, maybe a little bit less. I don't know.
Usually we do that. The loop here.
Yeah, definitely. And then you just stick it to there. Yeah. Try not to stick it. I don't like sticking it to act as skin, because it might come off. But also, you kind of feel it when you move your body. You feel the tension pulling, and it's uncomfortable to wear. And some actors, to me, they've said, just don't stick it to my skin if you can avoid it. So they'll maybe accept a bit of tape there, but if you can avoid tape and just stick it to the costume on the seam, then
Oh yeah, okay.
Is it worth doing that, and then we'll have a.
Ideally, do you want to do both the loop here and then do that, or is that overkill?
In this occasion, I think I don't know. You might be able to do a loop there and then there.
Right.
I just generally just go like that and.
That's what I usually do, also.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'd really like to hear that with this rig. But I think we should, if it's possible, to just do that. Then we'll have a quick listen. And then the other rig is a tie rig, right?
Yeah.
So
How was the tie?
Okay, so
With a beard.
With a beard, yes.
okay. So what did you was there
Ça aussi, ouais, c'est horrible, regarde. Ça, c'est le département costume.
was there a series of changes on this mic? Was there some things that worked and didn't work? And
I don't think just put it on here and.
C'est quoi le micro?
C'est un COS.
Comment?
COS11. The mic.
Ouais, c'est COS11.
Yeah, okay. So
It's been taped down also. It was taped down out of
The
tape.
knot is jammed,
yeah, okay.
but
So
the wire is very big, you know.
yeah, the wire is very much obvious.
What was
I
the
don't
wire?
I don't see
So,
it.
gonna cost.
It's that is a little, and I also see the cable there. So I think actually that needs to costume. My opinion as a costume person will be, I'll be doing a check.
Yeah, twist this stuff.
I want that to be seamless. I don't want to see any lumps, right? So the first thing they're going to do while you're offset or not watching is try and smooth it out and essentially push the microphone right. So if we could just listen to this now. Let's just say I'm a costume person. I've made it.
I find that in movies, the dimple that's been made in the ties, they've become common and accepted while watching movies, and it's part of the way we do tie knots now in fashion or in the world.
Some costume designers might not agree with that.
Exactly. Well, because I find the dimples are a bit common and
This is
not great.
The problem with
Non, mais c'est ça, tu le vois tout le temps.
on no, it's okay. It's like I'm always really annoyed by like seeing a weird placement of the dimple, because if you've got the dimple and it's kind of in the middle and you create the dimple in the middle, then that makes sense, right? That then the mic goes there. But if you kind of manufacture a dimple on the side, then that's just not natural for a tie to do that. So I think for this, maybe the mic should go in a manufactured dimple, and if the costume are okay with that, then we can listen to how that sounds. But I would let the costumes person make the dimple. But yeah, this is using a mini foamy.
Mini foamy.
Yeah.
Qu'est-ce que tu dis? Oui, je peux en avoir un juste pour voir.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, those.
Gilles, fais un shot.
But the problem with this is it might look good head on, But when you turn to one side, that's when it looks really weird because it's like protrudes so much from one side. So
Is there foam inside?
yeah. Shall we have a quick listen to that anyway, just to see how?
Did you put a phone?
Yeah, there's already a phone.
Il y a un phone dessus. Si je bouge pas, ça va être correct. Si je tourne la tête. Walk and talk, walk and talk. Ça a changé quelque chose? Ah, que lui.
Non, que la rig avant.
If it's not possible to do the hole in the back of the wire,
Yeah.
what do you suggest? How would you hide that mic, like passing through the shirt there,
This is one
like
of the
with
really
a bunch
tricky
of
things.
tape, right?
Yeah, so I wouldn't go like that because that is right now. That is very likely to come out and be seen there. So if I'm really having to hide that wire, I'd be looking at going through the buttonhole, right? So instead of
Under the button.
yeah, like I would be loosen the tie off, undo this button, take the mic through the hole itself. I'd probably, no, black cable's probably good for this actually. And then do that up and make sure the cable is to this side. Okay, let me just get a little bit. This is where having clean breath and clean hands comes in. You know what I mean? That's why I've got Tic Tacs and breath fresheners on the table, because like that should be part of the kit as well. So now you see the cable's just kind of like that, and obviously this is quite useful for when the tie is done up all the way to there, because I find that even if you might see it, it looks more like a shadow than it does look like a cable trying to go through. And also that tightness locks off like a knot. That means noise here isn't so obvious, because just that tightness is creating the equivalent of like a knot. So, and it won't have pull effect. So then I wouldn't just go straight in. I'd be like, what I normally do, if I'm rigging someone with a jacket, I'll be going up the back. If you just turn around, I'll be going up the back here, taping it there underneath. And then,
costume to the.
well, if they're wearing a jacket, you can hide that cable there. But if they're not wearing a jacket, yeah, we can cut a hole in there.
Yeah, but many times there's a few actors said, let's put it inside. I'm wearing the jacket, but
Yeah.
I might take it out.
You might take the jacket off.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this I think is a rig that kind of works for those situations, going through the buttonhole, if you
So
can.
we're always going through
So you
inside.
so do you make holes regularly? You do make.
Yeah.
Maybe you can show how you do that.
It's costume we're doing that.
You costume do that. I've got a shirt actually we pre-made a hole in, and my partner's a costume standby, and she has this stuff which. So anyway, I'll say that in a sec. So I go under there, and then I go into the tie like that. Well, and that helps keep it hidden.
On the top, right?
Yeah. Now let's tighten that up.
That's the proper way.
It takes more time, but it means that it's well hidden. Let's just do the bugger up. It's well stuck down this time. So like, yeah, it's just a little bit less likely to be seen. And now the tie itself, the mic itself, I would be for a wide shot, keep it simple, expose it like that, naked, just expose the cap. On a wide shot, nothing. Maybe I would put a little bit of
Sticky stuff?
yeah, like
Secure it.
Crotte de nez.
Gorilla snot.
It's all in snot, yeah.
Nasal
Not
stuff.
you know, you guys must have done this lots of times, so this is not new, but it certainly helps keep the mic from moving around too much. Just a
But
teeny bit.
costume hate that because they always said that there's all the trace.
Does it?
Non, not écoute.
Crotte de nez.
Non, non, il laisse pas ça, ça laisse pas.
Taught to tattoo.
No, but sometimes it does pull threads in very delicate times.
It's true.
Yeah.
So I mean, you don't. Yeah. So alternatively, you could put a foamy in without the need for tape. I would say though, this is a relatively old COS11. You can see it's got a little bit of silver
Yeah.
exposed. And what I do here is I've got this
Sharpie.
bluing pen. Sharpies are shit. This is like a bluing pen, and you can use that on the tip, and that will make it matte black again. So if you've got COS11s that have worn down, you can get a matte pen like this and just darken up the tip. So I can show you
C'est
that if you
Sharpie
like.
shit.
Well, the Sharpies don't stay on metal, do they? They just wipe off.
Yes. So
Super black.
now that tie knot looks awful now. What do we like? There's that huge dimple on this side.
Oh, okay. Well, you can let them fix it.
What? Yeah. What if you want a proper?
Tight.
Yeah.
So okay. So what do you mean? That if you wanted it to be like
Yeah.
really